Let's do it. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Lions Weekly Update. Now, there's been a little bit of a change. We don't have the long-winded one. Sean is no longer with us because he has a morning show and he's got other stuff to do. So
young Baligian.
It's back to me and you. So this is, are we going to call this Woodward and Maine again, or no? Is it?
It's the new generation of Woodward and Maine. It's a Lions Weekly Update. There may be more changes in the future, Terry, but we're here now, and let's roll with it.
There's always changes. Now, I have a question for you and the gentleman here. Kool-Aid is here.
Good morning.
What up,
Good morning.
Good morning, people. What up, though?
Lions gear on. We got Marvel Comics over here.
What up, though?
Willie B.
Willie B.
By the way, they did a pretty cool segment, Kool-Aid and Braylon and Shep and Ricky on the Braylon Edwards show with Shep, comparing Lions players to Marvel. I think it was Marvel comic characters. So check that out Thursday or Friday.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, right up your alley.
I'm not a Marvel guy. I don't get into all this superhero stuff.
Me neither. I appreciate it. I
That's
just wasn't into
part.
comics growing up. Like, just wasn't a part of my day. But it was cool. It was cool how Braylon laid it out. He did a top 12 list. I encourage people to check it out. Also, before you do that, hit the like button for us. Terry's got a question to ask us here on the Lions Weekly Update.
All right, here is my question. Based on what you saw in the first preseason game, would you lower or would you put the Lions down a few pegs in the power rankings?
Yeah, the season's over. I saw everything I needed to see, Terry. This team just isn't what I expected. It's not what I thought they were going to be going into the season. I didn't see the heart. I didn't see the talent. I didn't see the coaching.
It's
I feel like everything's falling apart down in Allen Park.
You know what else you didn't see?
What?
You didn't see Jared Goff, or Hutchinson,
You're right.
or J-Mo.
You're
you
right.
didn't see Amon-Ra St. Brown.
You're right.
And I think here is where I get frustrated. I was watching the news, and there was some ditz, some dumbass. I said, "Ooh, my goodness, the Lions lost 34-7 to
Trey
the
Lance.
Chargers." Right? Are you concerned about the team? And the guy
fucking preseason.
trying to be nice. He says, no, because they didn't play their starters. They didn't play anybody. I mean, the rookies didn't. I mean, Tyleik Williams didn't even play.
Yeah. We learned absolutely nothing about this team.
Right.
Actually, you know what? I did take one thing positive away. Rock Yassin is better than Kindle Vildor. And that gives me hope for the future of this Lions team.
Okay, who's not? You're better than Kindle Vildor.
That's true. That's true.
Not to be rude.
I actually kind of liked how Rock Yassin played. He's a veteran. He's the original Terrion Arnold, I think he led the NFL in penalties across like 3 years of his young career. No, it was ugly. It wasn't clean, but it literally told you nothing about this Lions team, the real team.
No, correct. And just because you put on a Lions uniform doesn't make you a Detroit Lion.
No. That's what they're weeding out those players who, when the lights go on, they don't show up or they don't have that grit that Tate Ratledge talked about in his combine interview that we saw on Inside the Den, NFL Draft Edition. I think the only real question that came out is, do we have a backup quarterback already in the building or not?
I think you do. I'm not going to judge, and I think Kyle Allen's going to be this backup. I'm not going to judge him based on 10 practices and then a preseason game that shouldn't have been played. That's too early. Nobody's going to look good.
Yeah. Do you take anything away from a preseason game like this?
I never do.
Yeah.
I have so many examples where I get into arguments with sports fans who are pissed off about stuff they see in preseason games, and it's going to carry over to the regular season.
Yeah.
It never does.
What was it? The Browns a couple of years with Hugh Jackson. They were 4-0 in the preseason.
Sure.
And Hugh Jackson in his media interviews, he said, like, we're actually learning about our team. This is going to tell us. We got to learn how to win in the preseason. Then they went 0-17.
That is such bullshit. And I'll tell you another thing.
Yes.
I think Dan Campbell was disingenuous. Dan Campbell was pretending that he's all mad about this game.
You've been on your high horse about Dan Campbell lying to us.
He's the head coach, right?
Yeah.
All coaches lie to you.
Agreed.
That's
Agreed.
a fact.
Right?
Agreed.
Are you going to disagree?
Nah.
I mean, all the way, 100%.
Right, because they can't tell you exactly how they're feeling because it could disrupt the chemistry in the locker room. It could piss the fans off. But he was all mad and everything. But he said he did it for a reason. I think he's said he was upset with that preseason game because he's trying to send a message to his team that when the real people are in there, I don't want to see this bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to yell at these dudes, and y'all is coming too.
Yeah.
So don't start this shit when it's your turn to shine.
He knows, and I happen to think he probably took a step back from how he normally, prepare a team. He wants to see what his guys on the second, third, fourth, fifth on the depth chart, what these guys are made of, so that they can weed them out too.
But I think he's happy.
Yeah.
With that game.
You think so?
Because it gives him something to bitch about.
Yeah.
It gives him something to. It gives him fire.
Yeah.
To try to fire up his team.
Yeah. Like, Colin, what are you doing throwing that out route to Tom Kennedy? You got to make that.
Is Tom Kennedy still around?
Oh, yeah.
When's he going to go away?
Never.
We've been talking about Tom Kennedy for like 15 years, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. TK85, I think his nickname is. Tom Kennedy's going to be a Lion forever.
When's he going to catch his first pass?
0.0. He had something like last year. If he needed, and I don't think he did it, but like he needed a regular season catch to qualify for like the NFL's pension plan or something. Okay. I don't think he got it, but
my God,
he
we
was
talk
out
about
there.
Tom Kennedy like he's somebody.
Yeah, he's not. This team better be good enough this year where he doesn't make the team. Nothing against Tom Kennedy. You know your role, but like now.
Know your role.
And now we need Dominic Lovett to take that number 6 receiver spot or something like that. Sorry, TK85.
Right. And another thing, why I don't worry about preseason games. Why do you have a linebacker returning punts?
That's a great point, Terry.
Just asking.
It was the opening kickoff. This is actually a player I've kind of been excited to see, and you hear Collinsworth on the call. Collinsworth, that was a rough broadcast, by the way. But he goes, a Grant Stewart linebacker back to return the kick, I think with Lovett. And then he gets it and proceeds to fumble.
Right. But, once again, a regular season game, he won't be anywhere near the ball.
No. He's supposed to be a special teams demon, but why is he
not returning kickoff?
Yeah, dude. It's got to be maybe Lovett if he makes the team, or Khalif Raymond, Khalil Dorsey. Craig Reynolds has been back there a decent amount. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Stewart was doing back there. Not a good start.
I think if against Green Bay, you won't see Stewart on the field for the kickoff. Unless he's one of those dudes standing around waiting for the ball to be caught.
Yeah. I think that's where his role is, or on the reverse, on kickoff. He's one of those gunners.
I hate kickoffs now.
It's so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I miss them. Like, I wish we have. There are some guys who saw him play in our chat, some of our audience, but we have a lot of young fans of Woodward sports who don't remember the Dante Halls of the world, the Devin Hesters. Mm-hmm. Even, Eddie Drummond for the Lions was a decent kick returner.
He was very good.
Yeah. Like, that was one of the more exciting plays in football.
Do you know what I would do if I was sitting around or standing around waiting for somebody to catch the ball?
What?
I would just look over and say, I'm going to bust your ass when this play starts.
Yeah.
I would just talk to the opponent.
You're going to take one of those, like, what is it, those those chewables that make your mouth foam, like in the Little Giants. Just to what am I talking? It's like the Alka-Seltzer tabs.
Yeah, them little tabs.
Makes your mouth foam up, and then you talk shit across that line of scrimmage or whatever it's called when they're kicking off.
And you're gonna have spittle coming out your mouth. Yeah, I would do all that stuff.
Yeah, maybe throw up.
Yeah,
maybe whatever it takes.
Get on your water boy.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever it takes to get that edge over that
Mama
person
said.
across from you.
All right, what was the most significant thing for you in the first preseason game?
Honestly, the most significant thing, there were questions about quarterback. I really liked how some of the guys down in the depth chart played like a Rock Ya-Sin, like a Chris Smith and a Pat O'Connor playing together. But I was disappointed in Ennis Rakestraw. Like, I was really excited to see him play. Again, you can't take much out of this game, but he's going against 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s. Like, I wanted to see him with all the talk of how good he's been this preseason and what he can turn into.
That's why you can't believe the talk all the time.
It's true.
You know what I was most excited about?
What?
Aiden Hutchinson walked off the field with no injuries.
That's a good point.
I mean, nobody ran into him on the sideline or beat him up in the parking lot.
No.
That was the most significant thing for me.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Great to see. Also, his interview actually was one of my favorite parts of the broadcast before I kind of checked out, where they're asking him, are you ready to, or are you back? People say you look better than ever. And he's like, yeah, dude, I haven't played football in a year. Like, I better be better. I'm healthy. I better be a better player than I was before I got hurt. I like hearing that. He looks ready to go.
But the thing about an NFL player is when they rest, I mean, for a long time, that's pretty significant because you get your ass beat every time you step out on the field.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have to practice, if you don't have to play a game, from guys I talked to, they say they feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Now, how long is that going to last? We don't know.
Yeah.
'Cause then now he's back out there getting his ass beat and beating other people's ass.
Yeah.
So it's collision sport.
Yeah. After his major injury at Michigan, he came back and had his best year of his Michigan career the following year. Now this time missing a significant amount of time after breaking his leg against the Cowboys on Jerry Jones' birthday. Also, we're going to be talking about the Cowboys here in a little bit. But after he got hurt, that time off, watching his team go through everything last year and knowing how close they were, how much he could have helped them, mentally that drives somebody. I've had a serious arm injury where I wasn't able to play baseball for a year, and it resets your love for the game, your energy towards practice, your energy towards getting in the weight room. It sucks sitting out, and I can feel that from him. I want to see him. Everything sounds great, like he's healthy. I want to see it, but if he is what people are saying he's going to be, Aiden Hutchinson could take over this league again.
I don't know if he's going to take over the league, but he's going to be damn good.
Going to be damn good.
He is a player, and once again, I've said this a million times, but when I was covering the league and talking to doctors, when someone would break their leg, they were like, "So, he'll be good."
Yeah.
They're more concerned about ligaments, Achilles, and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
the leg heals, and as long as you don't get hit on that again, you're going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah, you want that clean break versus a torn
Because he's got a
ACL.
rod in his leg now.
Yeah.
So
And
you'll probably get broken before he gets broken. if you
you're
hit him.
probably right.
Right.
And he's an athletic freak, but he's also kind of gumpy. Is that fair to say? Like he's like the Riley Green of
He
football
is a
players.
little gumpy, yeah.
And it's not that he's not athletic. It just sometimes looks different. He's huge. He's 6'7",
Right.
like 280, whatever he is. I'm not worried about Aiden Hutchinson. In fact, I'm more excited than ever not having seen him in that first preseason game. My excitement level for Hutch has grown already. By the way, JZ Joliday in the chat, this was a couple minutes ago, says, I was excited for Grandpa Terry to bring the energy to a screeching halt, and it already happened. I don't like superheroes, he said.
Boo.
Laugh out loud.
Is that a crime? I'm just not into
No,
it.
I know. It's funny. I agreed with you. Steve O Baby in the chat says this preseason game, it didn't mean anything to you guys, but it meant something to Dan Campbell because he determines who stays and who goes. Broder and Terry, preseason or not?
I don't coach the team. So, yes, it means something to him because he's trying to get his roster down to 53 men. And this is another step to looking at I forget who it was. The dude was back there to catch a punt. Looked like he was scared.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, shoot, I don't want this ball. And he dropped it, and Chargers recovered and
move on.
Scored.
Yeah. Steve O Baby follows up. Terry, he has every right to be upset. A head coach doesn't F around. I was in tryouts back then, and trust me, they don't give a damn if it's a scrimmage game or not.
I think his pissed offness adds fuel to this team. It adds fuel to giving him another week to be fiery. Because you can't just be all fiery all the time because there's no reason to. Now he's got a reason to be upset.
Yeah.
He's got a reason to at least convey something to his team. Now he can yell at St. Brown. He can yell at Hutchinson. They weren't out there, but he can still say, look at these days. These are your teammates, though.
Yeah.
For another 5 minutes.
Pick it up.
Right.
Right. You can use it as motivation. Dan Campbell's the king of pulling whatever
You know
he
what
can
I call
out.
it? False fuel.
He's
got
lying.
himself some false fuel. And whatever motivates him is great.
Do you not think Dan Campbell, although everything he's saying might not be 100% the truth, do you think he's one of those head coaches that probably gives you more honesty than most? More than Bill Belichick did?
Right. Bill Belichick he didn't lie. He didn't tell the truth. He didn't give you anything.
Fair. So I want the opposite end
Right.
of
It
the
was
spectrum.
like, Bill, what's up with your team today? On to the Bengals.
Yeah. Moving on.
Right. He would be a miserable guy to cover for your journalist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because he's going to be pissed at you all the time. All you're trying to do is find out what's going on. He doesn't want to tell you, and he won't tell you. And then he tells you nothing in the most boring way.
Yeah. I always thought he was just boring or just kept everything close to his chest, but I didn't realize as soon as the game ended, all he was doing, he was just thinking of his 24-year-old hot girlfriend or fiance, wife.
She brought the excitement in him. He looks like a teenager out there.
Yeah, he decided to go coach college. What the hell?
That's what young stuff does for you.
I know.
Yes,
He's like, I need to go be around some younger kids, bring out the youthful energy in me. I'm going to turn North Carolina football around. Is it North Carolina where Ben Johnson played quarterback? Good old Benny.
Yeah, what's it got to do with Belly?
I don't know. I'm just trying to connect the dots because there is a question I want to ask you about the Chicago Bears. Something you've brought up this week, but I do want to ask Kool-Aid real quick before we get to this topic. But did you learn anything about the backup quarterback position, whether it be Kyle Allen or Hendon Hooker, in this preseason game?
Yeah, I did actually. I learned that we need a backup quarterback. That's exactly what I realized. And it's interesting because we understand the initial investment in Hendon Hooker, and that they even put out there that, hey, sometimes we might go out there, even if it's every other year, and just take a flyer on a backup quarterback. We may have a rotation of it. But there was some belief that Hendon Hooker could be a guy that could one day ascend when Jared Goff's window has closed and take over. I think that sometimes we look at the success of Green Bay being able to just work the wizardry that way, and we thought we had one here. Obviously, with the injury history, it was a Brad Holmes type of a guy, but we knew the talent level was there. Now we're sitting here at this point, and what used to be probably the most popular position in all of Detroit sports, the backup quarterback, we're lucky to have a Jared Goff.
Yeah.
But we saw last year, you heard people talk about, man, maybe he was concussed. Well, what happens if we could have had a quarterback that could have gone in for a couple drives maybe? I don't say if he's good to go, he's good to go. But this is where I start to really think about the fact that having a backup quarterback that can give you a drive, a half, a game.
Chad Henne in Kansas City.
I'm comfortable right now.
You know
with
what?
Where we're sitting at.
I'm happy with the way the backup quarterbacks played.
Why?
You're happy?
Here's why.
Why?
Because now we don't have to hear this bullshit about, Jared Goff should be behind Hendon Hooker.
I agree with you.
Or
to a
Jared
degree.
Goff should be behind Kyle Allen. We don't have to
You
hear
guys
this
rather
stuff from people.
conflicted.
Oh no, I'm right with you.
I'm happy they suck. Because we don't have to have that conversation.
We sure don't. We sure don't.
So you guys are concerned about the backup quarterback situation. You know what I say?
what?
Yeah.
Woo-wee!
And you know what? I level with that.
Right.
And I get it because this all hinges on Jared Goff. It's not as if this is so important to have this back. This all hinges on the main man, Jared Goff. And so from that, I level with you, man. I do. I can get that perspective,
All right.
T-Falls.
Jared Goff can't run.
Jared
You know
Goff.
that?
Jared Goff. Stick.
Candyman.
He
I
can't
heard
run.
all you needed to be a good quarterback was athleticism and mobility.
Yeah,
Hendon
getting
Hooker.
outside the pocket where danger is. Where do quarterbacks get hurt most?
In the
When
pocket.
they're scrambling outside of the pocket. You know who's not injury prone? Jared Goff. You know who doesn't scramble outside the pocket? Jared Goff.
Because Jared Goff had
That's
one of
two.
the best offensive lines in football. Let's not forget that.
True. Not his whole career. He had a thumb injury. They couldn't throw a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Blah, 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 blah. This isn't a Jared Goff segment, but we're lucky. Like you said, we are lucky to have Jared Goff Kool-Aid.
And I see just one here in the chat from Chinavirus. He says, no Kool-Aid. It depends on the O-line. That just raises even more questions.
True. I
All right,
think that's the biggest
hey,
question mark.
Hey, yo, let's stop talking about Jared Goff because I don't feel like seeing Stick this morning. Can I get a break from him?
That's 3.
I miss Dick.
Shout out Stick, man.
But Terry, I asked Kool-Aid about Hendon Hooker because you've been texting me some rumors that have been going around
Yes.
in the NFC North.
There is a team in the NFC North that is reportedly interested in Hendon Hooker.
What?
And that is the Chicago Bears. And now I
He
know
said it.
I know people don't like to trade within division.
I don't.
I say fuck it, let them have him
For this
Why?
one, yeah.
because he's not good.
Agreed.
Let Ben Johnson have him. Let him have that headache. Let him have that Trojan horse. Let him try to figure this guy out, which he's not going to be able to. So I said I would trade him. I'd trade him for 6th, 7th. I don't give a damn. I'd trade him for a basket of apples.
Ben Johnson just out there, just compiling the mobile brothers out there, huh?
Right. And then let's hear Chicago Bears they got these mobile brothers. There's no way that the Lions can beat them.
How he's not gonna have any time to mentor Hendon Hooker again. He's got his work cut out for him with Caleb Williams. I like the
Right.
backups in Chicago better than I like the starter.
The
I
quarterback-
like Tyson Badgett and Case
Do you
Keenum.
really like Tyson Badgett?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
He's got
Does he
cool
have
tattoos. Yeah.
We judge people on can you play or can you not.
No, we're in the era of aura. Tyson Badgett has the aura. He's actually, I think he's a pretty good quarterback, and I don't know if he would fit Ben Johnson. I think he would be a great Lion. Trade Hooker for Badgett. Actually, this is just popping into my
Stop
head.
it.
Badgett's got
Stop
grit. 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 Grit.
He's also got shit
I
for an arm.
Badgett's got a little bit of a cannon. He's from a small school, right? He's from where is he from? Shepherd University. I think it's like Division II or NIAA or something.
All those players from Shepherd, they're in the NFL.
Probably, I think 0. You know how many Egyptians are in the NFL?
1.
One.
And I forgot to talk about him in something. I really liked Ahmed Hassanein in that preseason
I
game.
saw some things out of him. Right.
If
got in
he
the
turns
backfield
into
a little.
anything, his story is special. He's going to be one of those guys, as the Lions, those 2 weeks before the Super Bowl when the Lions are going against the Chiefs or the Bills.
You know what he could be? Do you ever watch the Savannah Bananas play baseball?
Yeah.
If there was a Savannah Bananas football team, he could play on that team because he's crazy.
He's
he
crazy.
talks weird and
I love him.
Looks a little weird. He could probably be some comedic relief on the football field.
I love it.
If that ever happened.
Yeah. I want to ask you about Hooker again, but Chinavirus in the chat Just brought up a name. Bring in Kirk Cousins. He's more mobile. Inexpensive.
Kirk Cousins wants to start in this league.
Like, will he really support Jared Goff?
He would. Did you see?
No,
He would.
Kirk Cousins would, man. This dude is special.
Okay.
He would be like, Jared, you're the starter. I'm not going to take your job away from you. Love you. God bless you.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out. Then.
He's a unique individual.
It was my favorite. One of my favorite parts, not involving Jared Goff on quarterback, was seeing how Cousins handled getting benched for Michael Penix Jr. and how his wife actually told the story of, after this happened, she's going into his little office or basement or whatever, and he's on the phone with Michael, telling him the job is his and what he can do to help him.
And good luck.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I could do that.
No.
I would like to think I could, but I'm not certain about that.
Yeah, that's tough. That's, this isn't a Bears show, but every interview I've heard about Case Keenum, their third stringer on their depth chart right now, I think Josh Allen was the last one I heard say Case Keenum was the best backup quarterback he's ever played with. Everywhere he's gone, Case Keenum has helped bring out the best in the starter. But why would you send Hendon Hooker to Chicago? Like, especially for a 6th or 7th round pick or a bag of apples, like, there's no benefit to the Lions. All he can do is take some of that mind share, some stuff that he's learned that Ben Johnson doesn't know.
Stop with that. You don't think Ben Johnson took a lot of Lions share with him to Chicago?
He took a lot.
What's Hendon Hooker going to provide?
Something a little bit new, a little Johnny Morton, little twist, a little special sauce.
Stop it. Stop it. No.
Maybe a new terminology that they use, some new strategy.
All you got to do is change the strategy if you trade him.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was told through the whole University of Michigan football scandal, like, it's not about changing the strategy. They're not supposed to know what you're doing anyway. Changing the strategy requires too much work.
Are you going to sit up here and tell me that Michigan didn't cheat?
No,
Mr. Wolverine.
I walked right into that, didn't I?
Yes.
I don't know. I was told there wasn't anyone connected to Michigan on the sideline at Central.
What? I'm sick of you Wolverines from this standpoint. Well, what we did, everybody does it. That's your comeback.
No, they cheated. I just think and I'm not defending the cheating. If you
yes,
cheat,
you are.
No. I'm going to justify it, but not defend it. If you cheat, you should be penalized, and you should have to deal with the consequences of not following the rules. I'm a rule follower, but the rule was made 30 years ago before cell phones.
I wasn't supposed to do this, but there's going to be a new show on Woodward Sports. I think they're going to put it on at midnight to 1 a.m.
Woodward Nights.
Michigan football does no wrong, starring pumpkins over here.
The return of Ryan Armani.
Oh yeah, Ryan Armani. Oh my God.
Yeah. What's Anson call it on the whenever he fills in work corn and blue, like BLEW? I don't know. Michigan has.
It's going to be you, Braylon Edwards, and Ryan Armani.
Damn, that's true. That's true.
Name of that show should be So Blue It Makes Me Vomit.
Yeah.
How about that?
Or Blue Balls.
Blue Balls.
Yeah. No, my principal in elementary school, he would do that every year when the rivalry happened. He was a State fan, a State diehard, and he would put food coloring in our milk at lunch, and he would put it, look what blue and yellow, they would say yellow, not maize, and it would make green. Nonetheless, Terry, I'm kind of with Damian McClin 3314 in the chat. Ben Johnson doesn't want Hayden Hooker's bum ass. Stop. Hayden Hooker, I don't think has any value anymore.
He doesn't.
I'm not.
Where'd you hear that first?
Where did I hear that first?
Mm-hmm.
You.
Right.
Terry, you know all.
I don't know all, but I know something.
Yeah. The Bears are dysfunctional. I don't believe in Ben Johnson as a head coach still. But I want to talk about dysfunction with you again, because you've been a part of many stories covering the Cowboys throughout your illustrious career. Have you ever seen dysfunction like what they're going through now with Micah Parsons demanding a trade?
No, usually with the Cowboys it's comedy. It's Jerry Jones saying something stupid and then trying to back out of it. And then those players, Jerry knows what he's doing. Jerry's really smart, which you got to say about the man who's paying you, who's signing that paycheck. But now we got a situation with Micah Parsons, or is it Michael Parsons?
Yeah, according to Jerry Jones, what is it? It's Micah, Jerry.
Micah,
and
it's
also
not Michael.
It's not Michael, and also Jerry. He only missed 4 games and not 6 due to injury. Micah.
Okay, but the bottom line is, this is another Cowboy who wants to get paid. Cowboys just don't want to pay people.
No,
they didn't want to pay Dak Prescott, but they did. CeeDee Lamb's going to be next. They're not going to want to pay him.
That was last year. Dak was 2 years ago. And you said now they have another player going through contract issues. I don't think Micah Parsons is another player. Micah Parsons is transcendent. He is arguably their best player of the last 30.
Parsons.
Michael Parsons.
Michael?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm forgetting his name. It is Micah.
Yeah, we're screwing it up because of Jerry Jones. Thank you, Jerry.
Don't you think as the owner of a team you should know the name of your best player?
You should.
And if you're going to talk about him publicly, know actually how many
your worst
games.
Player.
True.
If you
Who's their worst player?
I don't know. Somebody.
Micah Parsons was drafted. It was 2021. Was it right before? No, it was a couple picks after Penei Sewell. He was picked 12th. After Justin Fields, Devontae Smith, Pat Surtain, J.C. Horn, and Penei Sewell. Micah Parsons is one of the best players in the NFL.
Right. And it was a big stink around here when the Lions didn't pick him.
Right.
Now, would you? Yes, there was. Now, would you, right now, trade Penei Sewell for Micah Parsons?
No.
Anybody?
Hell no. Absolutely not.
Penei Sewell for Micah Parsons, no.
Mr. 8? I agree with you.
Not at all. Not at all.
Absolutely not.
Penei is a monster. And you got Aiden Hutchinson over there. There's no reason to go and take, one of those monsters. Because you look at the Detroit Lions right now, and they have an argument to say that we have the best offensive lineman and the best defensive lineman in the game right now. And I think that you want those anchors on both sides of that line. You don't disrupt that or disturb that at all.
Now, is it Mikey Parsons?
Call him Mikey. We'll just call him Mikey.
Mikey Parsons
his
said
pops
he wants to be traded. Jerry Jones said, we're not going to trade him.
Of course. Then pay him. Micah Parsons and slamming Sammy Joe in the chat gave us a $2 super chat.
Sammy.
Thank you, slamming Sammy Joe. He said they should have signed Micah last year and not Dak. I happen to agree. I don't believe in Dak Prescott. At the time, I think Dak was the highest paid quarterback. But Micah Parsons he was willing to get paid before Myles Garrett, before TJ Watt. He's been trying to get this done, and apparently the Dallas Cowboys haven't even talked to his agent this year. That's egregious.
You know what? Now we talk about Jerry Jones losing it. Maybe he's just lost it.
I think
Because
so.
he's the little GM/owner.
He's as bad as it gets in the NFL. Like, we got money problems now, and you just traded for George Pickens. His contract is up at the end of the season. Wait till he starts demanding
I'm sorry,
$35
the
million.
Dallas Cowboys do not have money problems. They got the billion-dollar stadium. They're worth billions.
Right.
Jerry Jones has got his own stuff with Pepsi and other places. The only thing he has to worry about is the salary cap.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's still a thing in the NFL, even though it's fake to some people. You still got to at least operate within the bumpers.
I think he's with his boys because Jerry likes to drink. I think he gets with his boys and say, you know what? I ain't gonna pay these boys all this money here. I'm gonna teach them a lesson.
Yeah, that sounds
Meanwhile, his team is going.
Every year. Maybe they'll get 10, 11, 12 wins. Bounced in the playoffs.
I teach these boys a lesson.
You know, he is actually that could go down a rabbit hole I don't want to enter. Talking about Jerry Jones growing up.
Jerry got his little bourbon in his hand. I ain't paying these boys all that money.
In his cowboy boots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Well, Terry, he may not pay him. Should the Lions go get him? And will the Lions trade for Micah Parsons?
Here's my fear.
Yeah.
You can't have two $40 million plus rush ins.
That's what it would be.
I don't think you can pull that off.
Yeah. That's what it would cost.
Although he's intriguing, I'm going to say no.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to. I think they should.
Here comes the but.
I think they should. I don't think they're going to, but I think they should. I think Micah Parsons is – actually, I have an exercise that I want to play here with you real quick as to why I think Micah Parsons is one of the few people you should take that chance on. So,
lay it on me.
Terry, can we all agree that the Lions are Super Bowl contenders, but not necessarily Super Bowl favorites?
Correct.
Right now, the Eagles are the betting favorites to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Then there's the Lions, Commanders, 49ers, Packers, Rams. So, Terry, I'm going to name a player at each position other than quarterback around the NFL, and I want you to tell me if the Lions were to add that player to their roster, it would immediately make them a Super Bowl favorite.
And money's no object. So
money's no object. The trade package you'd have to send back. We're not talking about that right now. Just the player. If he's on this roster, does it make them a Super Bowl favorite? Wide receiver, Jahmyr Chase. They added him right now. Are they Super Bowl favorites?
No.
I agree. Running back, Derrick Henry.
No.
How about tight end, George Kittle?
No.
This is an interesting one. I'm curious what you're going to say here. If they added center Creed Humphrey, does that make them Super Bowl favorites?
I'm still going to say no.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. That's kind of a close one. What about defensive tackle Quinnen Williams, one of the beasts of the NFL for the Jets? Or Dexter Lawrence, an elite defensive tackle. Does that make them Super Bowl favorites?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, I'll put a yes there. I didn't expect that, but all right. Linebacker Fred Warner.
Blasphemous.
How old is he now?
He's old, but he's good. He's
still good.
Probably 34, 35. But a linebacker, the best linebacker in the NFL?
He'll probably stick his foot in a rabbit hole or something. Because, when you get older, you start getting – I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Two more for you. Cornerback Patrick Surtain II.
No, I am not a believer that cornerbacks in today's NFL with today's rules can turn your franchise around.
Agreed.
I don't care how good you are.
Yeah. You just need a lot of good ones, not necessarily.
And they had a shot at him and turned it down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What about safety Kyle Hamilton?
I like him.
But do they become Super Bowl favorites?
No. Safety, you can't. Even though the safety is more impactful than they were years ago, I just don't see that. I need somebody closer to the ball. Like
an edge rusher. How about Micah Parsons? If you add him.
All right, you got me.
I got you, right?
Yes.
And if you want to take it a little bit farther, is TJ Watt in that category? Myles Garrett? If you had those three players, does your team become Super Bowl favorites? You got Hutch and Parsons or Watt or Garrett.
Now, you're not saying add all three.
No.
You
I'm just like
any of the three?
Any of the three.
I believe they are because despite what Brad Holmes believes, I do think if you have that second edge rusher who is tough as nails and get to the quarterback, that would make you a Super Bowl favorite.
Yeah.
But your general manager doesn't believe that.
Right. Which is why I don't think they're going to do it. But the point of all that, I tried to pull the best or one of the top three players at each position.
I got one for you, brother, and don't laugh at me. If Marcus Davenport plays 16 games or 17 games this year, does that make the Lions Super Bowl favorites?
No.
Okay.
No. I think if he plays 17 games, they're the number one seed in the NFC. Having an edge rusher like that healthy for the entire season, I think it's a position that can change. They can truly change a game. I don't think Davenport's a game changer.
You know what I thought you were going to do?
What?
I thought you were going to laugh in my face.
Yeah.
And tell me to go home.
No,
because I'm delirious.
No, it was. I knew what you were doing. It was an interesting question, and it helps paint that picture of how valuable that position is and what one of the better players in the NFL can do to an entire defense, to an entire team if you have them on the roster.
Although, when the reporters asked Marcus Davenport, "Are you ready to go out there and kick some ass, brother?" He's like, "Don't look at me. I don't know."
Yeah, I don't want to answer those questions.
Right.
Right. So the point is, Micah Parsons is one of the few players in the NFL that if you add him to this roster, it immediately catapults the Lions over the Eagles as NFC favorites or favorites to get to or win the Super Bowl.
But you know what? If you paid Michael Parsons,
Michael.
now we're gonna fuck his name up the rest of the show because of Jerry Jones. If you pay him, you may have to take that $250,000 back from Alex Anzalone.
Yeah, maybe he's included in that trade package.
Said, "Hey, Alex, I know we said we're gonna give you $250. We gotta take it back."
Yeah, right. They got that done, by the way. We talked about Anzalone a lot last week.
Right.
They ended up. I don't know who. I mean, it sounds like Anzalone's camp folded a little bit, but they came to an agreement, gave him a couple extra bucks, some guarantee, and we move forward.
But the NFL, the player always has to buckle in.
They have to,
Yeah.
especially this Lions team. So again,
he should be happy he got his $250.
you know,
I don't see what the big thing. I just would have paid his ass.
Me too.
I would have given him a couple million and tell him to shut up.
Me too. But maybe they're saving up the funds for a $40 million edge rusher or two of them. I'm with you. I don't know how you can pull it off money wise with the rest of your roster, but man, Michael Parsons' father wants him to come to Detroit. I know Micah in the past has said he's thrown some shade at Detroit, but man, picturing those two together, again, I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be game
Well, you're
changing.
throwing shade at the old organization. You're throwing shade at the old Detroit. Stuff has changed. Detroit is better.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit's been gentrified. It's fun. The Lions have been gentrified. They're fun.
Pretty
They're
much.
good.
Pretty
So
much.
I think he would come here and he wouldn't be kicking and screaming.
Oh, he wouldn't. He'd be as motivated as ever. He grew up a Cowboys fan, and now he wants to sever ties with them. They're an NFC team. You don't think Micah Parsons would be motivated for the rest of his career? Him and Hutch are just tied to the hip. That would be the best edge rushing duo in the history of the NFL on day
Absolutely.
one.
The only downside possibly is the defensive line. You have to work as a unit. The only thing I would fear is maybe Michael Parsons would say, "I got to outdo Hutch," and then he would get out of his element, and some things would break down. It's the only thing I would fear.
Yeah, that's a fair fear. I'm not worried about it because if I'm Micah Parsons, I'm like, the better he is, the better I am. The more double teams he takes, the less I get. Ali McNeil comes back in November. We got Tyleek and DJ Reader, and Davenport is your backup. Maybe send Anzalone and Hooker. I'm looking at the Cowboys depth chart. Joe Milton is the backup quarterback. Speaking of Michigan. And Will Greer out of Florida. Brian Ruth. If we got Parsons, our future would be gone. Yep. Steve Lehman. Parsons would destroy our future. Xavier T. We don't need another star. We got to make sure we've got depth. Last one. IPE Club. Yeah, O-line needs strengthening before Parsons would ever be a Lion.
Now, I do believe this. Michael Parsons is disruptive. If he doesn't get his way, he's going to let everybody know it. But I think the Lions' culture is so strong that you can absorb that.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he can act a fool, and then he'll be out of his locker room, and Dan Campbell's in front of him. "What the fuck, man?
Hey, man.
What are you doing to us, man?"
Man.
And then he would just
All right.
do what he's told.
Yeah.
He'd shut up.
He shut up. That locker room, they can absorb, like you said, they can absorb just about anything right now.
Right.
This isn't. They could have absorbed. They absorbed Bugs, but they also were smart enough to get rid of him and Cam Sutton. And it's okay to bring in a game changer. I just don't think the Lions are going to do that. Do you want to talk about Jameson Williams, about Inside the Den NFL Draft Edition, or some NFC North hard hitting questions I got for you?
Well, you sent me the Inside the Den thing, so you must be excited about it.
I loved it.
So let's talk about that.
All right, what'd you think of it? I was fascinated. I love the behind the scenes view.
I thought it was very entertaining. Let's let our people who are listening to us in case they didn't see it. They sent the Lions. Did they send that out?
Yeah, the
they had
Lions
to.
put it out. Yep.
They showed Brad Holmes but we've seen this before, behind the scenes draft night, slapping people on the head in the back. He's gonna kill somebody one day, by the way.
Almost Sheila Ford Hamp, or Mrs. Ford, as Isaac Tesla said. We'll get to that.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to call her Mrs. Ford.
Yeah.
But she's smart. She get the hell out the way when Brad Holmes gets his pick.
Yeah. Grabs the phone.
Yeah. So let me have the phone, Brad. Now stay away from me. Hello, welcome to the Lions. It's all shit. Brad is going crazy again. Let me get out of here.
Yeah, right. There's arms and fists and elbows flying everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great production that the Detroit Lions put out on their social media, on their YouTube, showing the behind the scenes look at their draft room, thoughts from Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, and one of my favorite parts, the area scouts that have been scouting these players for 3 or 4 years. They did a really great job of painting the picture of draft night, or the 3 different draft days, and what was going through their minds as they were about to take Tyleik Williams, as they were going to trade up a few spots for Tate Ratledge, trade 3 picks for Isaac Tesla, and then their guy Miles Frazier is still there at the start of day 3.
I know you're excited, but let me temper you a little bit. Those things are very entertaining, but they are filled with a lot of bullshit. Because the way it's edited, they're always angling to get the guy that they got. You never hear about the guy that they couldn't get.
True.
So when you look at those videos, ever since Brad Holmes got here, he's gotten every player he's wanted.
Yeah.
You know that's baloney.
Maybe
my
partially.
ass.
No, we don't hear about the guys that they missed on or who else could have been their guy, but they have a small list of their guys, and I do believe that they got them. It may not be their top 4 guys, but I don't think they had a list longer than 8.
Dude, if you have a list of 8 and you get your number 8 guy, that's not a victory.
When you have a
That's
draft
settling.
full of hundreds of players and prospects?
No. But when you get to a certain point, there's like a group of 10 players that you could live with. If you get number 8 on that list, you're settling. We don't see that.
Yeah, but did you hear the comments they made at the end of day 3? Someone had asked, and the Lions put the audio clip in. It was like, hey, if you were on the board right now, who are you picking? And he goes, that guard out of LSU, Frazier. There's a little foreshadowing into day 3. It's like, wait,
course,
our guy, Miles Frazier, we don't expect it. He's not their top 8 guy, but
you're cute sometimes.
Thank you.
You really are.
Thank you. Can I kiss your head?
Okay.
Thank you. I want to kiss heads.
No, you can't kiss in the head. Your ass gonna get
no,
fired.
No, man.
Yeah.
No. Sorry, man. No.
Severance.
No.
We are going to send you out here. I'm going to go right to. Do we have an HR department here, by the way?
Yeah.
I think
D-Mac's the HR.
Hey, we're number 25 and has 4
I'm
rings.
going to report you to D-Mac. He's going to send you out of here.
The Minister of Accountability.
Right.
Yeah, our head of HR, Darren.
Seriously?
What's up with kissing somebody's head? Is this a NFL homophobic thing, or is he just bad?
I don't know. I think it was an excuse to get out of that contract, but it seems pretty dumb to me. There's weird shit that goes on in locker rooms. Like a kiss on the head in a film room. It had to have been a joke.
Now, you were in the locker room for 4 years, 5 years? How
2.
long? 2 years.
2.
How many times did you kiss somebody on the forehead?
Oh, you're talking me being in a locker room, not covering the Lions?
No.
Oh, yeah.
As a athlete.
Yeah, call it 6 years after high school.
Okay. How many times do you see somebody's head kissed?
You know, I don't know. I'm gonna keep locker room stories tight to the chest.
All you gotta do is give me a number. That's all I want. I'm not gonna ask you who.
Yeah, maybe it's happened a couple of times. Or, you know, there's some towel whips. There's some shady shit going on behind the doors.
So who was kissing heads?
Okay, you're trying to. You're a masturbator, Terry. You're trying to get me.
Pause.
See what I did there?
Pause.
There's a guy who does
pause.
agree with you, though. Sideless 5339 $5 super chat. Terry said, "Inside the den had me believing Gerard Davis would be the future of the Lions. That production team is amazing." Dude does have a point. I guess you do have a point too.
Okay,
but I still believe they're guys.
I no question they got their guys, but there were some other guys probably they wanted and they missed out on them. But they're fine.
You know,
this is what we call propaganda.
Okay, you don't think Kelvin Shepard telling Tyreek Williams he was his favorite player in the NFL draft, like, you think that was BS?
Yeah,
I could believe it.
You just so happen to get your favorite player all the time. It's propaganda, bro. You know what you know what they do? Send those things out to get you excited.
And it got me excited. It
Right.
got me. They got me. They got me. They made a comment. I'm gonna paraphrase, but Brad Holmes, I think, turned to Sheila and was like, it was like the youth movement. We might have our offensive line built for the future. They might have accomplished that. That's big. I like what Tesla looks like. I like the excitement that they had to go out and get him. Both Dan and Brad being on that same page. I like that Tate Ratledge wants to be here. So this is like the one place Tate Ratledge wanted to end up. That dude is gritty. He had a great answer in his combine talking about having to deal with the adversity of his best friend and teammate passing away and being at the same weight rack 2 days later and what that did to him on top of playing injured throughout the season. I don't know. It made me fall in love with these guys even more.
That's what they want you to.
Yeah, and it worked.
They want your money.
Yeah.
They want your devotion. They want you to believe in them. So
I do.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
You all in.
My favorite part was when Isaac Tesla was on the phone and the Lions weren't on the board yet on the broadcast. And he gets a call from a 313 number, but it's Brad Holmes, and he's just responding. He's got his family around him. He's standing up in this like half circle in front of the TV, and Brad Holmes is talking. He's just like, yes, sir. Like, yes, he was kind of shocked. He seemed shocked. Same with Dan Campbell when he got on the phone, but he wasn't saying anything to give away who he was talking to. And then they handed it to Sheila Hamp, and Isaac Tesla goes, what did he say? "Thank you, Mrs. Ford." And his family erupted. The excitement in that room in Hudsonville, Michigan, learning that their son, their nephew, their friend just got drafted to the team that they grew up following and loving, that was really cool to me.
Well, they don't have to fly to games.
That's also really cool to them.
To Detroit to watch their guy play.
Mm-hmm. Or
so I'd be excited too.
Or right down the coast to Chicago when they play the Bears.
But you know what? Actually, there is a different reason to cheer when you're drafted by the Lions because they're good.
Yeah.
I always thought, and I never saw it, but if I had seen film 10 years ago, somebody being drafted by the Lions, it would be fake.
Maybe like
when they were cheering.
I'm going to Detroit.
They'd be like, damn.
I'm going to Detroit. Across the board excitement.
And and fans picked up on this too sometimes. They said, man, he didn't look excited to be picked by the Lions. Of course he wasn't.
Yeah. Honestly, J-Mo didn't look too excited.
He did not.
He did not.
Probably didn't want to come here.
But now we see that smile. Speaking of J-Mo, Terry, I got a question for you. When we come back from break, we're going to take a short intermission here to come finish out the last 30 minutes of the show. Hang tight. Hit that like button while you're waiting. We'll be right back in about 60 seconds.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight?
Yeah.
We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve. and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Best as I can.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Welcome back. This is the Lions Weekly Update. My name is Matt Broder with the legend, Terry Foster. Thank you all for joining
And
us
I'm
this
with
Sunday.
Mr. Gullible over here.
I
today.
fall for things.
Good morning.
I fall for things. Do you know they took the word gullible out of the dictionary?
Why?
I got you. They didn't. That was one I learned back in elementary school. They didn't actually take the word gullible out of the dictionary. Sorry, bad dad joke.
But
I'm
then
practicing my
that's,
dad jokes.
For me, I was supposed to say, "Oh, why?" And so the egg's on my face. All right, good. You got me.
Sometimes I wish we could talk. I love the Lions. We could talk to them for hours, but China Virus just dropped a question about the Tigers in the chat. There's a lot going on here in Detroit. A lot of
Speaking of
energy.
the Tigers, you know what hit me?
What?
The Tigers traded for all this bullpen stuff, right?
Right.
You know what I'm concerned about? The bullpen.
Well, a BBL? Is that Big Black Lips?
Put the camera over here, bro.
What?
It's fake, man. I'm serious. Terry just said it, right? They went in, they inflated, but is it real, T-Foss?
No.
No.
Not real. I mean, come on now.
Finnegan, baby. Kyle Finnegan.
Shout out to the Brazilians.
No, this is the Lions Weekly Update, and I do have a question about Jameson Williams for you, Terry. Before I get to that question, chat, hit that like button for us. And if you've enjoyed yourself this show, whether you're watching live or this is on replay, hit the subscribe button. Give us another shot next week. We got a lot of really cool things happening at Woodward Sports. Heading into this Lions season, a Tigers playoff run, Red Wings, we'll see what they're doing. And the Pistons, our guy Kool-Aid covering the Woodward Pistons. A lot happening here in Detroit, but Jameson Williams is one of the most polarizing figures in Detroit sports over the last for you. I'm going to present two doors for you to open and walk through. I want to know what you would
Is
prefer.
this like let's make a deal?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Kind of. I'm going to give you two scenarios, and I want to know what you would do. So, Terry, behind door A, you get Jameson Williams this season going for 1,500 all-purpose yards and 11 touchdowns. Lions get the number 1 seed in the NFC, but they can't re-sign J-Mo when his contract is up because he would command $35+ million. Or door B, Jameson Williams goes for 1,100 all-purpose yards and 7 touchdowns. He had 7 last year. Lions get the wild card spot, but they're able to extend J-Mo after this year for like $28 million a year. Are you taking a worse year out of J-Mo, a wild card spot, but the ability to keep him, or an explosive year out of J-Mo, that number 1 seed in the NFC, but you can't re-sign him when his contract's up?
Give me the 1,100 yards because St. Brown is going to get a lot of yards. Then that means LaPorta is going to get a lot of yards. Your boy Tesla is going to play.
I think so.
Despite people around here don't think he's going to. So, and then, I don't know if you know this, but they got some pretty good running backs.
They do.
Montgomery and Gibbs. No, what's his name?
Jahmyr, Sonic.
Sonic,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
Right. So you can spread the wealth. J-Mo can have an 1,100-yard season and be very impactful.
Agreed. And you get to keep him for another, call it 4 years after his rookie contract is up.
Although you want to get rid of him, but yeah.
I don't. J-Mo's, he might be my favorite Lion. Not named Goff. No, J-Mo is so exciting. What he does for this team and this offense, he's so important to this offense. You're right, though. They have a lot of other weapons. I don't mind a little less production. Just depends on how he's used, how John Morton, what he has planned for J-Mo this season. But I want to keep J-Mo. Like, I'll sacrifice a couple spots in the playoff seeding this year, to be able to keep him on a reasonable contract versus him exploding and becoming that number one type of wide receiver in the NFL immediately. It's a weird question because, of course, you want your player to play his best, but I also want J-Mo around here for a long time.
Now, there's a school of thought that the Lions can survive without Jameson Williams.
Think so? Do you believe it?
I think it's possible, but they will be so much better with him.
Yeah. Like they could figure out how to get away with it, but just him being on the field changes the defense. It changes how that defensive coordinator has to plan, and it opens up everything for St. Brown and Tim Patrick and Ted Slott.
I'm going to say it might be possible for the Lions to survive without J-Mo, but I don't want to see them try to do that.
Yeah.
Don't try.
Yeah. Just keep him. And I think they're going to
figure him out. I still don't think they know how to use the dude.
He hasn't even come close to reaching his ceiling. He has so much in the tank.
And the coaches haven't figured that out either.
No. That's why it's a work in progress. I'm excited to see what John Morton does. Whether it's more deep shots or more end arounds or just more creative ways to get him the ball. The maturity in J-Mo's route running has improved so much. Like, I see a monster year out of him. I don't know what monster looks like, but, man, you get him 10 more receptions. That's already, what do you average? Like 19 yards of reception? We're talking almost 200 more yards just by getting him 10 more catches.
And 5 or 6 more carries.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about that.
True.
That's very dangerous.
So I put in all-purpose yards into the question.
And 0 more passes.
Yeah, none. 0. 0.0.
Don't let him pass the ball. In fact, if he throws the ball, cut his ass.
Yeah, right? I don't think John Morton would ever do something like that. We might see Penei Sewell throw a pass. Or David Montgomery threw one of the best passes of the season last year to Sam LaPorta.
Now, what's more dangerous? J-Mo gambling or J-Mo throwing a pass?
J-Mo throwing a pass.
Right. I'd rather see him gamble and get suspended than throw passes.
Yeah, let's avoid the suspensions and avoid all of that anyway. But I also, how about avoid him playing quarterback ever again. Terry, which young Lions player takes the biggest leap forward in 2025? Terrion Arnold, Brian Branch, Christian Mahogany, or Sam LaPorta?
I'm a Terrion Arnold guy. And even when people were dogging him, I saw some greatness in him, or potential greatness in him. Cornerback is a very, very tough position to play, especially with the leagues. With the not the leagues, but the rules in the NFL. The thing that I saw in him as a rookie, he was in on the play. A lot of times, rookies, you don't see them in the screen.
Yeah.
When there's a pass to somebody, the dude is wide open. At least Terrion Arnold has figured out how to be in on the play. Now he's got to learn how not to be so handsy.
Yeah.
And he learned that. You notice his penalties last season, most of them in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
We didn't see as many in the second half.
And that's when the Lions were most vulnerable, too. That's when they had all the injuries. And he upped his game.
Terrion Arnold is going to have I'm not going to use the term monster year.
Yeah.
Because you can't have a monster year as a corner in today's NFL. But he can be good.
Yeah. I don't even mind the lack of interceptions. People are calling, we need to see more interceptions out of him.
Knock the ball down.
I want to hear his name as little as possible. That to me is what I hope to be a great cornerback, sounds like. When you hear his name the least, no penalties, they're not throwing the ball his way because he's locking the guy down. I want to hear DJ Reed's name all the time. Again, DJ Reed is very good too, so I don't know. I'm excited for this defense. Terrion Arnold could make a jump. You think more than Brian Branch, Mahogany, or LaPorta?
Yes.
Okay. Well, how about this?
LaPorta is my second guy because he had a fine year last year, but there was something missing with him. There was there seemed like a gap between him and Goff last year. they weren't quite on the same page.
Yeah.
So I want to see. I think LaPorta will figure that out. Goff will figure that out. He's going to be the number 2 guy that steps up. But I like Terrion Arnold.
How about this, though? Which one needs to take the biggest leap for the Lions? Is it Terrion Arnold, or let me throw a name out there, Christian Mahogany?
Anything on defense needs to take the biggest leap.
Okay.
But
I go Mahogany.
because of the retirement at center, then the line, the offensive line is number 2 on.
Yeah.
People have to step up.
Yeah. That's why I included his name in there. I didn't think it was going to be the which player takes the biggest leap, but I think the development of that interior of the offensive line needs to make a jump fast, Terry. I'm behind on 2 super chats here. Let me hit these for you. A few topics back, Slammin' Sammy Joe gave us a $2 super chat, said, Scary Terry McLaurin isn't worth his asking price. Tag him. Should the Commanders tag him? I think this question might come up with JMO, actually. Like, the Lions still have the ability to franchise tag him after his rookie deal is up. Something they might consider. Then another $5 super chat from Kellen Morrison, 6243. You can always get your player when you're looking for steals, aka cheap shit. Not quite sure what that was in reference to, but we appreciate it, Kellen Morrison.
Okay, great. You enhanced the show.
Terry, you brought to my attention a power ranking, and you started the show referencing it, but I want to hear what you're talking about because it seems the Lions are being disrespected.
Fox Sports. I don't want to use. I'm tired of the term disrespect.
I mean,
I'm going to say they were knocked down a peg or two. Fox Sports did a power ranking, and the Lions were 9th. Now, I have higher regards for this team.
Me too.
And I'm going to throw something else in there. Brian Branch said that they're underdogs.
Wow.
No, it was St. Brown said that. And I agree with that. They're Super Bowl contenders, but what do you hear about the Lions? Well, the offensive line is not going to be as good. They need an edge rusher. Word about Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Commanders.
All these things.
Right.
Rag now.
So there's a lot of doubt about this team. But I go back to this. I think that people freaked out about the loss to the Commanders. Now, here is how I'm going to give this to you. What we saw against the Chargers doesn't concern you because there are players out there, or most of the players out there, are not even going to be playing this year.
Right.
I feel the same way with the Commanders. That defense was so decimated. There's a bunch of dudes out there who are never going to play again. And my wife hates when I say this. Love you, dear, but fuck you. She doesn't like when I say this.
Fair enough.
That guy's going to be working at Burger King. That guy's going to be working at Lowe's. She said, that's not nice. It's true.
It's true.
Am I supposed to lie to you?
No.
Or am I supposed to tell you how I feel?
And some of these fast food establishments, they got great developmental programs for young up-and-coming
what?
employees.
If you're working at White Castle or Burger King, I'm not hating on you.
No, me neither.
I'm just simply saying people who work at White Castle and Burger King shouldn't be playing for the Detroit Lions.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Doesn't make you any better or worse.
We're talking professional football, the NFL, the top of the world in terms of football talent. Versus insert job here.
Yeah, it's a lot different than saying have it your way or may I help you please.
Right.
As opposed to I'm going to try to help the Lions win a football game.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big leap right there.
Or what Ahmed Hassanian says on the phone to Dan Campbell after he gets drafted. I will die for you, coach.
Right.
How many?
Does anybody go to work at Burger King, look at their manager and say, I'm going to die for you?
Hell no.
Because you know what? You actually could.
Yeah.
Some fool ass to come in there and shoot up the place.
Yeah, there was a McStabbing out at a McDonald's on the east side a couple weeks ago.
Oh, hey, Mal.
I see fights in drive-thrus all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a different type of dime.
Now, Dirty Harry over here is going to know this. No, you're going to know this. Do you know where the Murder Mac is?
Yes, indeed.
Huh?
Joe Road, Southfield.
Bam. He got
Joe Road,
it.
Southfield.
Was it Joy Road in Southfield?
Joy
Yeah.
Road in Southfield.
In the gas station. It's a gas station in
It's
McDonald's.
got a McDonald's in there, and they call it Murder Mac.
Yeah.
Because they get robbed so much and so many people get shot at that McDonald's, they call it Murder Mac.
They
Exit
still have
9 of the
Happy Meals?
freeway.
Yeah, they have Happy Meals, but the meals aren't so happy if somebody is shooting you.
No, man.
Thank
your
you, Dirty
point
Harry.
stands. That's what you think that Commanders game was like. It was like a preseason game where you got guys who aren't even going to be on the team.
Right. The defense was preseason defense because they weren't stopping anything.
Yeah.
So I look at the Commanders game the same way as I look at the game against the Chargers. Dudes aren't going to be playing for the Lions,
No.
and they shouldn't be.
No, they shouldn't.
So that's why I'm not as freaked out about the Commanders game as a lot of people are. People still reference that game, why they think the Lions are going to stink this year.
Yeah. Like, you don't –
Or maybe that stink would be mediocre.
if 11 or 12 wins is mediocre, I'll take that. And that's regressing from last year. We've talked about that.
It
But-
may not be regressing from last year. And I'll tell you why. Because, one, nobody wins 15 games in a season. Last year was a freak. Last year was an anomaly. And then people say, well, Vegas says they're with the over under 10.5?
10.5, yeah.
The highest is 11.5.
Mm-hmm.
That's only one below the highest
Right.
because Vegas is trying to get that money on both sides. They're trying to get that money from the people like you who love their team and they're going to go above as opposed to other people who live in Chicago who are hoping and praying that the Lions stink.
Yeah, there's a 0% chance they're going under, but they might have 11 wins. They might have 12 wins. It would be a regression record-wise, but I say they might be a better team with more losses. It's a tough schedule. They got a gauntlet of some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL the first 8 games of the season. They're going to lose more games than they lost last year.
And you know what's going to
Regression.
happen here with their people, the fans that you love?
Yeah.
They're going to freak out.
It's going to be
This
mad.
place is going to be nuts.
Mental.
It's going to be like Animal House. Mm-hmm. People are going to be throwing cupcakes at each other in anger. Yeah, it's going to be bad. But the Lions can fix that up. This year is only about the playoffs.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what they do in the regular season. Because let's say that the Lions finish 17-0. You know what a lot of people are going to say?
They should have lost one.
Nope. Yeah, they'll say that, but
Yeah.
they'll say, so what? You saw what happened with the Commanders last year. Then if they finish 10-7, people are going to say, well, that doesn't surprise me because you saw what happened with the Commanders last year.
Yeah.
Always going to reference that game.
Always.
But what they're not going to say is, and I'm going to get in trouble with the wife, the whole defense should have been saying, may I help you at Burger King or White Castle? Or they should have been trying to sell you some furniture at Gardner White.
Uh-huh.
They shouldn't have been on the football field.
Would you like some fries with that as Jaden Daniels runs by them for a first
Right.
down, out of bounds, nice and clean?
Would you like ketchup with your fries?
Yes, I would. I would.
Or in another better establishment, hey, got fish and chips. Would you like malt vinegar with that?
I would love some malt vinegar with my French fries.
I had some yesterday.
We had a carnival?
No.
Picnic?
I was at a fine restaurant here in Birmingham.
Yeah.
I got fish and chips with malt vinegar.
Really good?
It was really good.
Sounds uppity, but awesome.
It's hard.
And you know what else I liked about it? Normally when you get fish and chips, you take that first bite, your eyes are watering because it's so hot. It was very warm, but the fish and chips weren't piping, scalding hot.
Crispy outside,
Yep.
steamy on the inside.
Yep.
I'm gonna after the show. I'm gonna need to get
And I took a
the
bite
name of that
and didn't
establishment. I love that. I love that. Terry, you challenged me about saying disrespectful, having the Lions 9th. I think it's disrespectful.
Okay.
Because of who's in front of them. Like, okay, you have them 9th, whatever. You think they're going to regress, whatever. Explain to me how the Packers, the Steelers, or the Bengals should be ranked ahead of them. I'll include the Commanders, who are also ranked ahead, but I don't understand.
The Commanders should.
Should they?
Yes. I mean, they beat them. They signed Von Miller. They added some free agents who are going to help them.
Von Miller's older than Aaron Rodgers.
But he's still good.
He's okay. Maybe.
He's still good.
He's not the Von Miller that Matthew Stafford got in St.
I'll
Louis,
tell you what,
in Los Angeles.
No, he's not. I tell you what.
Yeah.
With your little goofy self.
Yes.
If the Lions had signed Von Miller, what would your response have been?
So that's a good savvy move for them. I don't expect more than 10 sacks out of him, but it's great insurance for Marcus Davenport. I say, hey, that's a good move. He's old. He's old.
No. Here's what you would have said, and I would have given you a new nickname, Bouncy, because you'd be like, the Lions signed Von Miller. Ooh,
I'd be excited.
Isn't
yeah.
that great?
They need edge rush.
Okay.
They need it.
So why is it when the Lions would have signed him, you become Bouncy, and then the Commanders sign him, you're like, that's all right. He's all right.
The
He's
Commanders
old.
need, and I get the opposite end of this argument. The Commanders beat the Lions and made it farther in the playoffs last year, but I do believe that the roster is not as strong as the Lions, and they need more than just an 80-year-old edge rusher to catapult them to Super Bowl. Von Miller doesn't make the Lions Super Bowl favorites. I think he would help.
But maybe not, but you would be Bouncy.
I'd be a little bouncy. I'd be excited.
You'd be excited.
But because they don't need him to be the Von Miller of old. The Redskins, they need pass rush. That defensive line, although they kind of dominated the Lions, it's not that good. They got some names, but they're not that good. They need pass rush. He's not the answer. He's not. I would like Zadarius Smith over him for the Lions or the
makes him
Commanders.
better.
Yeah, at this point in his career.
Okay. Then that's why he's dangerous. If you add somebody and they don't make you better, who cares? But if you add somebody and even if it's a scooch better, they make you better, that's dangerous.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's all pro. He's going to dominate. He's not going to be defensive player of the year like he's been in the past, but makes him better.
Yeah.
So I understand why you would put the Commanders ahead of them.
Okay, fair.
Beat them in the playoffs. They got an unflappable quarterback. Dude.
He's good. He's going to be special.
And you know what? He got balls, too.
Yeah. I just need one more year to see one more year out of him. And you can thank C.J. Stroud for that. I saw a great...
Well, let me quote the great philosopher Charles Barkley. No such thing as a sophomore slump. They got game film on you now.
Yeah. Now, can he make the proper adjustments to stay on the same trajectory to becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL?
Yeah, see, the coordinators are making an adjustment on him. Now his job is to readjust the adjustments.
Yeah. Which C.J. Stroud didn't do in year 2.
But I think this guy is different.
I think so, too.
But
I bit on C.J. Stroud. It's hard to keep him last year, hard to keep him out of definitely a top 10, maybe like a top 7 quarterback in the NFL list.
You know, it's hard not to bite on a rookie that comes in and dominate, or not dominate, but does well in the league. And then you assume he's going to be better the second year. But that's not necessarily the case. And most of the time it's not.
Yeah. Well, we saw it out of Jaden Daniels to meet the mental side of it, just how focused and calm he was in that game. He was the best quarterback on the field that day. He's
Even
got
better than Jared Goff?
that day by far. Yeah.
I better watch what I say because Beetlejuice might come in here.
That's where we start getting delirious Goff fans. Like, if you can't be honest and say Jaden Daniels was the best quarterback on that football field on that game. I still think Jared Goff's the better quarterback. I think Jaden Daniels could be a better quarterback than Jared Goff soon. Like I said, I need one more year. You can't convince me that the Packers should be ahead of the Lions, the Steelers should be ahead of the Lions, or the Bengals should be ahead of the Lions.
How the
you
Bengals
can't do it.
get there? Bengals always start the season 0-2.
Yeah.
And then they try to fight back, and they don't have a defense.
They can't. They won't pay Trey Hendrickson.
The Bengals defense is almost as bad as the defense the Lions sent out against the Commanders last year.
They won't even. Did they pay Jahmyr Stewart? Did they pay their first-round pick? I can't remember if that's actually happened.
They went a long way without paying him.
He's like back at Texas A&M. Oh, okay, they agreed to it, but there was controversy there. The Packers ranked 5th.
So
what have they done?
The Packers are going to win the NFC North.
Yeah. What have they done this offseason to put them ahead of the Detroit
Nothing,
Lions?
But here's people love Jordan Love.
I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but I don't know why they still do.
I don't either, but there's love going on. They believe this guy is going to explode. He's the best quarterback in the division. He's only going to get better. And then he's going to have a season that's going to make you go, oh, wow. That's what they believe. Because, you know why? Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Oh. The Green Bay Packers have this magic at quarterback, and it's going to continue with Jordan Love.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why they do that. But I think a lot of the experts are going to look stupid because they're going to give him way too much love.
Yeah, they have. Now's the time you got to be skeptical about that man. He's had everything needed. Then they keep drafting weapons. They keep drafting number 2 wide receivers. Said it before. They have more number 2s on that roster than a poorly maintained dog park. Like it's who's going to be the number 1 wide receiver?
They probably should have done that for Aaron Rodgers, but they were probably sick of his bullshit and wanted him out of there.
And so they drafted Jordan Love to sit behind him for a couple of years, and Love still isn't that guy.
And then didn't draft any wide receivers.
Yeah, and then he's going to throw more interceptions to Kirby Joseph at the line of scrimmage. He's going to turn the ball over. He'll have a spurt. He'll go 4 or 5 weeks in a row where he looks MVP caliber, and then he'll have a game.
All right, let me ask you this here, and this is going to be a tough one for you, but does Jordan Love become Kirby Joseph's hoe?
Yeah. Yeah. He's already. They celebrate Father's Day. Kirby Joseph. Jordan Love is on that list, but yeah. Use a hoe. Oh. 100%.
Love my hoe.
We're like Eminem
again.
We're like Eminem and 50 Cent. We're patiently waiting for Jordan Love to do something, and I don't think there's a track he's going to explode on.
No, but that's why they put Green Bay ahead of the Lions. I think it's crap.
Delusional. How about Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh? Does that put him up to number 6 in the NFL?
You know what? When you're talking about already getting rid of a guy before he's played it down, no.
Idiots.
Because they're talking about, this could be a 1-year deal.
Yeah. Idiots. Aaron Rodgers.
And Aaron Rodgers is not Aaron Rodgers of 8-10 years ago.
No. Best thing they did was re-sign T.J. Watt, but man, I don't believe in the Steelers. I don't believe in the Packers. I don't believe in the Bengals. Last question since we were talking NFC North. We'll take us out. Everyone, thanks for joining us today. We're wrapping the show up. If you could hit that like button, we'd really, really appreciate it. Terry, which QB is under the most pressure heading into 2025? Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, or JJ McCarthy?
I'm going to say not JJ McCarthy.
Really?
No, because he's a rookie. I mean, he didn't play last year, and I understand that he's coming through and he's got to replace a guy who won 14 games for him last year. But
a journeyman,
right? So I'm going to forgive him, and maybe Minnesota won't, but I'm going to say absolutely not for JJ.
So Caleb or Jordan Love?
I think it's Caleb Williams. Because A, he's in Chicago. Mm-hmm. B, it's been an atrocity at quarterback. C, supposedly he's not going to fall into that trap. He's got Ben Johnson to help him. He doesn't have Eberflus, the goofball.
But Ben Johnson, he turned Jared Goff into the quarterback that he is. It was all Ben Johnson.
So then it's going to be all Ben Johnson turning Caleb Williams around, right?
Yeah, so no pressure. I think the pressure's on.
No, there's a lot of pressure there.
There is a lot of pressure on Caleb. But I think the most pressure is on the quarterback with the best roster around him, even though he hasn't taken an NFL snap. He's JJ McCarthy. Yes, he is a rookie, and it will be his first experience, but that's a 14-win team that a journeyman just took to the playoffs. They added their offensive line. I love. I think it's the best offensive line in the NFC North. They added really nice pieces on defense. They got the quarterback whisperer head coach in Kevin O'Connell. I think JJ McCarthy doesn't have a lot of time to prove that he's the guy in Minnesota. Otherwise, they might have to look elsewhere. I think he has what it
They're
takes
not
to
going to
do
just
it.
give him 1 year.
They already lost 1 year on his rookie contract. They traded up for him.
I know, but they're not going to give him 1 year and say, get out of here.
A 14-win team. How much time is Justin Jefferson going to put up with a revolving door of quarterbacks and not beating the Lions, not getting to the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl?
They don't even listen to Justin Jefferson,
That's the problem.
and they probably should.
They probably should. Last one, a super chat here. Ryan's reaction. Caleb has less than 1 year of experience watching tape. That's factual, too. Thanks for the super chat. Apparently his coaching situation was so bad last year, he didn't even know what tape to watch. He was just left out on an island. It's a mess down in Chicago. It's a mess in Dallas with Micah Parsons. The Lions got crushed in their preseason game, Terry, but it's not a mess in Detroit. This team's fine.
No. Once again, and get in trouble with Honey Bun, guys out there are going to be saying, can I help you at Burger King, White Castle, McDonald's? They probably go, oh, you know what they're going to do? Some of those dudes that were playing are going to be those, you know how they have those big kiosks at McDonald's now? They're going to be up there teaching you how to use the kiosk.
Yep. How to plug in your mobile code.
And then you say, hey, thanks for helping me out. What did you do last year? I played for the Lions.
Oh.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Check out my preseason tape.
Did you see me against the Commanders?
And your resume is updated the day after on LinkedIn. The day after they lost. I'm just excited football's back. Ugly preseason game.
It's not really back.
It's back.
It's not back.
It's August. It's back. We had football in July.
Now it's getting back. But this crap that we see is not football. They're selling you it as football because you know why? They want to charge you full ticket prices for that, for this slop.
Yes, they
So
do.
to me, football is not back.
Yes. Fair. Well, we'll be back next Sunday
We sure will.
on the Lions Weekly Update. Everyone, if you could hit that like button for us, we'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you enjoyed this show. I'm here joined by Willie, by Noah, by Detroit Kool-Aid, Brandon Dent himself, and the legend Terry Foster. Terry, could you take us out?
All right, folks. This is it. We'll see you next week. Have a good time. And football is not back, but it's coming back.
Football's back.
So have fun with it. Bye-bye.